Growing up, we look forward to the day that we can graduate and escape the dungeon that is school. Little did we know as kids, though, that learning does not just end with graduating. And no, it is not because we go off to college and university, but actually because we learn new things every day. Whether we mean to or not, we are constantly processing new information. From thinking through how to make a new recipe to processing the gossip your friend is so eagerly sharing. And actually, in the pandemic, knowledge has become incredibly valuable. Many individuals have decided to go to post-secondary online or take some online courses at a cost. As a result, lots of influencers and creators have also been providing valuable and interesting information online, as it has proven to give them success on social media. Since online courses can be costly, people tend to go to YouTube or other platforms to learn something new. TikTok, for example, even added a Learn tab for people to have the ability to scroll through a different style of For You page where viewers can watch content that teaches them something. When it comes to providing knowledge on TikTok, I instantly think of one creator. She's one of the most genuine and kind people I have met, and you can probably guess by the title who she is, but it is Liv Pearsall. Pearsall? Am I pronouncing that right? Hopefully one of those is right. Sorry, Liv. Anyways, Liv is known on TikTok for many of her iconic series. Bible Stories with Liv, Songs That Cured My Depression, Liv's Questions for the World. And you may notice that in practically all of these series, Liv is teaching her audience something. Not only is she sharing information, but she's doing it in a creative way. Her distinctive style has been developed through her using comedic voiceovers,
you most want to see me collaborate with,
silly dance moves, and random props. At this point, Liv has gained 2.5 million followers and 95.6 million likes. So to say the least, she has become very successful. In my last video, we went over the main factors that contribute to being successful on TikTok: watch time, shares, comments, and likes. And as much as Liv has gained success in all these aspects as a result of great series, beautiful lighting, upbeat energy, and more, I actually think one big secret to her success is her ability to teach her audience.
Also known as an R naught, which is essentially like...
I want to dive into how Liv shares knowledge and information, but before that, it is crucial to talk about two main elements to her success: watch time and series. So as we know from my intense investigation of canon, which you should definitely check out, watch time on TikTok is the most important thing for being successful. So it would be silly to not talk about it when reviewing Liv's content. Having good watch time tells TikTok that people like your content and therefore it is worth sharing to more people. When researching what keeps human attention, there are three main elements: surprise, questions, and curiosity. Throughout Liv's content, there is so much surprise. But the biggest surprise of all is her unique style of content. Like I've mentioned, she uses voiceovers in a comedic way, which is something not many creators do.
TikTok had banned me for being paid by the Creator Fund. I promptly submitted an appeal, which was promptly denied, with the reasoning that my account itself violates the community guidelines. Sorry, what? The primary reasons for violation are hateful behavior, illegal activities, violent content, adult nudity or sexual activity, and minor safety. For the record, I'm 21. So why on earth did they ban me?
On top of this, at the beginning of her videos, she dances or does some sort of movement. This can add a certain element of surprise since many intros to TikTok videos can be pretty static. When it comes to questions, Liv will sometimes ask questions throughout her content. She tends to ask questions to herself and then answer them throughout the video.
Wow! What is it? Well, if you let me finish, I could tell you.
This keeps the viewer watching and engaged, knowing that the information is to come. In terms of curiosity, there's an abundance of it in her content. From having an intriguing title and wanting to know more, to wanting to know how her story or idea will wrap up. The other thing to note for her watch time is that she uses very quick edits. We all know that the human attention span is very minuscule, only a few seconds really. Wait, what was I talking about again? Anyways, Liv takes advantage of the attention she has captured at the beginning by re-engaging her audience every few seconds with different edits, scenes, props, or dance moves. Understanding that her watch time is likely impeccable is great, but there is so much more to the story. Understanding the power of series on TikTok also helps to explain her success. On the platform, series are a very powerful tool to create a strong following. Here's the thing, when you are scrolling through your For You page, what would encourage you to visit someone's profile? Yes, of course, if you see one video that you absolutely love, then maybe you'll check out their profile. But more likely, if you see someone's content that you enjoy over and over, then at that point you would be very likely to click on their profile and potentially follow. By having series, creators are easily identifiable on the For You page. If they have a catchy title or specific style of video, then it is easier for you as the viewer to recognize specific TikTokers than if they were to post a bunch of random content that isn't connected at all. I'd really love to do a bigger investigation into the power behind series, but that will be a video for a different time. After going over some of the basics of why Liv has been so successful, it is time to look at her value in terms of teaching her audience. So what is so special about teaching someone something? Well, the truth is, as humans, we crave knowledge. Researchers have found that when we as humans satisfy our curiosity, meaning we learn something new, our brains will then fill our bodies with dopamine, which is also known as our feel-good or happy hormone. It makes sense why we have the desire to learn when the reality is it literally makes us happier. Of course, when you are younger and studying math, science, or English, maybe that didn't make you happy, but that would be because it isn't fulfilling your curiosity. If you had been interested in this subject, then 100% yes, it would have made you full of joy. So obviously fulfilling curiosity is the key here. And among other things, this is what has made Liv so successful. One of her largest and most well-known series on TikTok is Bible Stories with Liv. These videos not only share interesting information from the Bible, but they are also filmed to grab the viewer's attention. From having a catchy title to using quick cuts and quirky filming techniques, Liv is able to grab the viewer's attention long enough for us to realize we want to hear the end of the story. When I had Liv on my podcast, she mentioned that these videos are designed for people who are not Christian and maybe want to learn about the Bible.
I try to make Christian content for the non-Christian.
Creating a safe, open environment to learn and talk about Christianity is something that not everyone has the opportunity to experience. So Liv's videos are truly special. The other thing that is worth noting is how much research and thought Liv puts into her content. In 2019, a survey showed that 86% of internet users admitted to believing misinformation spread online. And the fact that none of you are Googling to see if that's true and are just taking my word for it proves my point. But according to phys.org, it is true. If you do choose to double check, I have linked all my research in the description. When talking with Liv, she said that she will reread passages from the scripture and take notes before developing a script for her videos.
Regardless of if I knew it prior to making it or not, I always do my research.
She also will add into the comments or description of her videos where in the Bible she is referencing in her video. This gives her credibility, which makes viewers more invested knowing that the information is legitimate. Another way that Liv fuels curiosity is through her series, Song Moments That Cured My Depression. Right from the start, the viewer is invested. Not only are people just on the hunt for good music, but with 1 out of 10 youth in America being severely depressed, people are dying to know her tricks for feeling better. Although dancing to upbeat music doesn't seem like a teaching moment, the truth is she is curing curiosity by providing simple, fun information. One of Liv's most recent series is Liv's Questions for the World. This series doesn't do much resolving curiosity as it does developing it. In this series, she talks about her random thoughts about the world and what she thinks just doesn't add up. As we talked about before, questions and curiosities do a lot for human attention and therefore watch time. So it is clear that this series performs well for these reasons. However, I think they also perform well because the curiosity she is generating is creating dopamine even though she isn't resolving the question. By having these random thoughts placed into our minds as the viewer, we are then considering it and trying to resolve the questions she has placed into our minds. I'm sure some people even look up the answers to Liv's questions. Liv is giving her viewers a puzzle, and for those who are considering it and trying to solve it, they are getting a hit of happiness. Liv is encouraging her audience to use their brains and think without them even realizing it. By Liv teaching her audience Bible stories, talking about her favorite feel-good songs, and her largest questions for the world, she is creating dopamine for her audience. And why would that give her viewers, you may ask? It is honestly really simple. If her audience feels happy by watching her content, then obviously they will come back for more. And with her content being in the format of iconic series that consistently develop high levels of dopamine, people can be sure that she will be providing them with high levels of happiness over and over.